the man cave, baby. Topics about to be hot. Dave Shug and the fellas about to stir up the pot. Hot topics, put your mind at ease. We talking about everything, especially the shape that you need in our community. Never miss a show that be truancy. We all got opinions on the show, I be doing me. Playing with the sports, real topics with real men. Welcome to the man cave, step right in.
Welcome all to the Man Cave, and you are here. Happy 2020. Congratulations to the teams that won in the playoffs this weekend. So sorry to see the Ravens go home, but hey, it's all good. National championship game is on tonight. LSU, Clemson, go Tigers, even though they're down by 4 right now, but it's all good. How are you guys doing? We are happy to be here. I have a special guest, as usual. You know, I always need somebody to hold down the cave with me. And since today we are going to be talking about dating, and specifically dating over the age of 30. And you know, likes, dislike, the things that come with that, because it's a whole different game. And I just want to discuss it a little bit. So I'd like to introduce the co-host for the evening, Miss THEAANY Shannon. How you doing, sweetie?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
It's great to have you here.
Yeah, Jersey in the building. What's up?
Okay, that's what's up. All right, now you do your own little, and I don't mean to say little, but you do your own podcast.
Yes, sir.
And what is that based on?
Okay, so I actually do 2.
Mm-hmm.
The first one is dating in Dallas. So I came up with that one honestly because I was just talking about my dating experiences since I moved here.
Right.
And for whatever reason, my friends and family wanted to hear more about it, the horror stories, the funny stories. So I would always end my post with hashtag dating in Dallas. So I figured, let's do it weekly.
Okay.
So that's where dating in Dallas came from. And I talk about topics related to life, love, and relationships from a Christian woman's perspective. We have a lot of fun. We get really in depth, very transparent, but it's all good.
Right. Okay. Well, with your platform being on a little bit of the dating aspect, I thought that you would be good to bring on this show, so I can, because, I'm a man, so
Absolutely.
My perspective on what proper dating procedure is going to differ from yours,
Gotcha.
And I thought it'd be good to have a contrasting view there. And also to all of you viewers, if you were catching the pregame here, we dropped the number a couple times, but we would love for you guys to call in and weigh on this as well, because dating can be different for each and every one of
Absolutely.
us. And the number to call is going to be 203-802-KMWI or 5694 for those who are phonetically challenged. You can give us a call. We'll take your call here, put you on live, and we'll do our best to answer your questions in any way we can.
Absolutely.
So the first question I want to pose to you, right,
Sure.
is, okay, dating over 30, what are some of the most, what things change when you get to the second part of that second half of your life in dating? What changes?
I would say what changes are expectations. Because when you're past 30, you get to the point where you're like, I don't have time for games. In your 20s, it was cute. You could play little mind games. You dealt with guys, you flirted. Guys did the same thing. But past 30, you're like, okay, listen, I need to get to know, be in a relationship or a situation, whatever you want to call it, that is meaningful, that is going to be long-term, and that we have a connection. Because you don't want to waste time.
Okay, so is dating, because dating is different for everybody.
Absolutely.
Okay, so some people just want to do that. They want to date. They want to see different people. They want to talk to, they want to have multiple people they deal with.
Right.
And some people don't, I guess. That's their definition of dating. How do you, as a woman, I'm going to say as a woman for you, but how do you go about not making that clash when you're in a certain space?
You have to be sometimes brutally honest, because I recognize that there are some people who are not interested in a long-term relationship.
Right.
And then there are some people who are like, this is what I want. For myself, I date with a purpose. I'm not trying to talk to 2, 3, 4, 5 guys. Nothing against those who do, But for THEAANY, that's not something that I want to do. So you have to. That's a conversation you need to have up front.
Well, I mean, when you say date with a purpose, okay, you're basically like what that means to me is that you're saying you date with the with it being in mind that you want to, go to the next level with
Right.
that person, right? So, do you have any point of just dating?
In terms of what?
In terms of going out, meeting people, getting to know John, getting to know Peter.
Absolutely.
Okay, so that's not dating with a purpose then, right?
Well, no. I would say this. It becomes dating with a purpose once you have met someone that you're like, okay, I find a connection with you.
Okay, that's down the road.
Okay.
We're gonna stay on dating right now.
So the initial.
The initial dating process, me and you just met.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? So, all right, let me ask you this, because I think this is important to put out there, especially for men who are going through. Okay, how about if you are dealing with somebody and you're not interested, or you're not interested in a long-term thing with them, right? How long is too long?
See, my thing is this: you have to be honest, because that's where the games come in. Because
Right.
this is what happens, and I know this from experience and just different guy friends that I've talked to, that they will not say, "Okay, I don't see long term with this person," or "I'm not interested in long term with this person," but because the sex is good, or they really like the person, they kind of string them along. So they give them the false hope that it could be something, not knowing that this person is really investing their feelings, their heart, and the whole thing. And then for them, they're not playing them that close. So
Right.
you have to be honest, and don't. To me, and I've said this, that I'm trying to kind of restore the moral compass back to dating, because it's been a lot of deception, it's a lot of lies, it's a lot of games. And you just have to be honest. If you are not interested in a long term with
Right.
that person, find it.
But how do you know?
What do you mean?
Like, you can't know that after 3 months. You can't know that after 3 weeks. You can't know that. Like, there's so much to know about a human being.
Absolutely.
So, if, and I understand it. Look, I'm 41, you know what I'm saying? And right, you know what I'm saying? I'm the same way, but when it's time to make a commitment, I want to make a serious one.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying, to somebody. You know what I'm saying? Somebody know it out there now. But when if it's just a dating thing, like if you're just in a space where you want to date, that doesn't mean that you can't see a long-term relationship with this person.
Right.
It just kind of means that, okay, right now I want to look at the big picture.
Oh, right now I want to get to know you and see
Right.
where things go. But that's a conversation that you have.
But that's what I'm asking. So, see, I think this is where the disconnect comes in.
Okay.
Because you say dating with a purpose, which means if I start dating you, I'm looking to go here. Okay, and then I'm saying, okay, we're dating, and of course, you've got that purpose and all.
Right.
But then, how about are you dating other? Because my definition of dating is that you're seeing other people.
Okay. And
You're dating more than one person.
Right. Okay, I get you.
Whether or not that is sexually or not, you're dating. Like, even if you decide to be straight, only having a sexual relationship with one person, you could still be dating other people, which always turns out wrong. But I'm just saying in general.
Right.
Dating. So I think dating with a purpose is like exclusively dating.
Well, see, here's the thing. I just had this conversation on the way here. There are some schools of thought, and I'll tell you from my perspective. I don't date 2-3 guys at a time.
Right.
If I find somebody and we are, talking that whole initial phase and all that, I don't entertain other conversations with other guys. Here's the reason. I know myself.
Right.
And
you're free. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing with you. Had to throw that out there real quick.
But I know myself, and if I'm getting to know you, I'm getting to know you. And I can't do that if I'm talking to Fuquan, Kevin, Bobby, Robbie, Ricky, and Mike. Like, I can't do that. My attention, my energy will be split in these different directions.
So with
So,
you, I'm sorry,
yeah,
but with you being a behavioral, how you say that again?
cognitive behavioral coach.
All right, a behavioral coach.
Hmm.
Do you think that there's a difference between men's behavior and women's behavior? And is that I'm sorry, my volume's up yet. Is that something that needs to be balanced? Because I'm seeing a difference. That's what I'm saying.
Well, yeah, I would say there is definite differences. I don't think that there are good or bad differences, but there are just differences. Like, for instance, we were talking last week about how the person looks. That women, we're more forgiving. Like, we'll date a guy that's ugly, you know, but
If
guys.
he got bread.
Right.
Yep, sometimes without bread.
Yeah.
Hey, Patricia, how you doing, Patricia?
Hey, Patricia.
Hey, I'm good, y'all. I'm good.
Patricia over there assuming the role of the voice of God this evening.
Hey.
I'm trying.
Go ahead, sweetie. I'm sorry.
So yeah, like women are more forgiving in terms of looks, but men, you guys are very visual people. You're very visual creatures. Now the guy could be ugly, but have these criteria that they want somebody who looks like Beyonce. Women, we're a little bit more forgiving, and I'll say this, that I've dated guys who are aesthetically challenged, aka ugly, but their heart, their attitude, their intelligence, their outlook on life is what I vibe with.
Yeah, but I think it's a difference in sex though, and what I mean by sex is male and female, because
Okay.
a man can be unattractive
Absolutely.
and still be attractive,
This is what I'm
and
saying.
have swag,
Absolutely.
and have all of those things that
Absolutely.
those intangibles. You know, I know some ugly dudes who got swag.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And cheese, and that matters.
Absolutely.
That broadens their dating pool.
Mm-hmm.
But as for a woman, you know, it seems to be a little slight disadvantage if you're, you know, one way or the other. You know what
So
I'm
what
saying?
do you see are the differences in terms of behavior with men and women?
I mean, all I can speak for is men.
Gotcha.
I just think men are a little more like we're the type of people that, you know, we see it, we want it, we go get it.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Now, whether or not the woman stick around and stuff like that, that's up to her.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? In a lot of ways, it's up to us too. But you know, men will go get what we were bred and brought up. Hey, don't ever be afraid to ask the prettiest woman out in the room.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Don't be ever afraid to go out there and get it. That's why your DMs look like they look.
Right.
If
True,
Babins is gonna shoot that shot.
True.
You know, I mean, you're not gonna find out otherwise. Now, look, all right, let me ask you this:
Yeah.
do you think that the dating in our country would be more successful if women were more assertive with their dating habits? If they were more assertive with going to get the men that they want to date?
I wouldn't say successful. Here's the trend that I'm seeing, that women are kind of taking this role of being very aggressive, and it's all
Where you saying is that? But go ahead. Where?
in terms of how they approach a guy, because sometimes it can be too much. And from what I'm understanding, and just from talking to different women, it's because it's like, okay, guys are not as vocal, they're not as aggressive, like what you just described, like going after the prettiest girl in the room. Guys are not, they're kind of shrinking back from that. So women have taken on a very aggressive role nowadays, and to some guys it's a turn off, to some guys it's like, I've been waiting, like, you know, this is what I like.
I just think women have more success if they go after the guys that they like. Because half the time, you know, dudes is, you know, we lost in the sauce
Right.
anyway.
And you don't know if we flirting with you.
Yeah,
or
we
not.
don't
You
know. We don't know whether
Absolutely.
you want it or not, or you know what I'm saying. You gotta let a brother know something. You know what I'm
Right.
saying, or we not gonna know.
And it's all in how you do it too.
Right.
Because sometimes, you know, it can be too much.
Okay.
You know, I like to be pursued. Not to say that I'm like dangling the proverbial carrot in front of the horse, but I like to be pursued. I like
But
to
y'all say that a lot.
okay,
Women say that a lot.
because we mean it a lot.
We want to be pursued. What is pursuit?
Pursuit is, to me, it's you, like you described. You see what you want, you're going after it. You make it known, like,
Right.
I like you, I think you're beautiful, I want to take you out, like, this is
Okay,
what I
all
want
right.
to do.
So you just hit the nail on the head.
Hit the nail on the head.
I want to take you out. That's pursuit?
Well, it's, I don't want to say stating your claim, but you're making your intentions known. Like, I like you and I would like to take you out and get to know you. There's nothing wrong with that.
There's
I
nothing
appreciate
wrong with
that.
But do you, okay. Do you think that there's any situation that you could ask a man that same question and he would answer it with the same, like, take me out? How about that?
So, you're saying for me to, like, ask you out?
Yeah, take me out.
I ain't gonna hold you.
I like girls that like me.
Listen, absolutely. I ain't gonna hold you. I know I probably wouldn't, cause I guess I'm old fashioned. I don't know. I
Yeah,
just feel like,
right.
The guy should be the one to ask out. Now, I feel that if things go, along the line and a relationship is formed and stuff like that, like I've done that where I've taken my boyfriend out. I treated them to
Right, but that's your boyfriend. But I mean, initially
I wouldn't.
Exactly. So this is the point that you got to understand from a lot of men, right? So if we get in a dating game, dating, okay, every first date is almost $80 for us, depending on what you're doing. I'm just being honest with you. You know what I'm saying? You got to almost ration your dating to be successful at dating. Because everybody wants to be taken out, wine, dine, da. I mean, there's dates you can do, like picnics, going down the river and walking the gondolas, going to the lake. There's things you can come up with and be inventive not to have to do that. But for the most part, most women, especially, some that are really high value, blah, 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 out there a little bit.
Patricia, what does that mean, high value?
Well, there's a lot of women out there that are high value.
What is high value, though?
High value is exactly what value is. And it's a high one.
What do you mean? You mean like high maintenance?
No. High value is like they're worth
Gotcha.
a lot. You know what I'm saying? They have, all of those things that you may be looking for. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why pretty girls do the they do. You know what I'm saying? Because they feel like I'm high value. Everybody want me. This guy want me. This guy want me. So I'm high value. So those type of women, you got to go out and spend this, spend that, whatever. So if you do that with every girl, though, by the end of the week, you done drop 400. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So, and also what you have to understand about men's mentality is that we are brought up as men, and we get no all the time. We've been getting rejected, refused, told no, get away from me since first grade. Some boys, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, as young women, you girls have been getting offered. I hate to say it like this, but y'all been getting offered dick since you was the age of 13.
Not this
every
girl.
goddamn day. Now, a man opening the door for y'all. Let me get that for you, young lady. He offering a little bit of, oh, let me get that elevator for you. Let me get your bag. Let me carry your books. Every day, y'all get it. Y'all get offers. Y'all get, men who are after you, men who are trying to talk to you, whatever it may be, in your DM, blah, 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 blah. So it's y'all used to that. You know what I'm saying?
I would say, I'll be honest with you. I'm not used to that because growing up, I was always a big girl. Always. And back in the day,
big girl.
Go ahead. Big girls wasn't popping.
Right.
They wasn't. They weren't popular. And if you were, you were always like the guy's best friend. You were good enough to kick it with, to hang out, to talk on the phone, do things with, but you were never good enough to be in a relationship with somebody. So big girls were not popping back then. So I didn't get the offers.
That's why they all paid now. So what do you think about dealing with, when you are dating, there's lots of ways to meet people. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and shift gears here. There's lots of ways to meet people. You have dating apps, you have social circles, even Facebook now is getting into the dating apps and Pondfish and all those types of things like that. What do you think the best way to meet someone is?
I would say my preferred way would be face to face, like you meet somebody.
Right. Mine too.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Because there's authenticity there. It's real. Like you're getting you're in that person's space. Like
But after, okay, so after the age of 30 though.
Right. Well, I see you cut me off.
I know. After that, go ahead, sweetie. Go ahead. I cut everybody off. So.
But my thing is, like, that is the preferred way. But honestly, that we're in the information age, and things are so microwave now. And honestly, life is busy. The best way has been like online, whether it be like a dating app or like Facebook circles, or like, so the person I'm talking to now, I met him in a group that I'm in on Facebook.
Oh, you're talking to somebody.
I am.
Oh, you failed to mention that.
I am.
No, but go ahead. You met him in a Facebook group.
I met him in a Facebook group, and he reached out to me, and it took me completely by surprise because I didn't, he had let me know that he had been basically kind of like checking me out in the group for a couple of months now, and he just worked up the nerve, so to speak, to say something to me. But yeah, so I would say a good way to do it would be online. You just have to be discerning and careful.
I'm sorry. No, I think online is awesome because it's huge in America. It's huge in these cities.
Right.
The state of Texas is enormous. The city of Dallas is enormous. And some people that you meet, you might have never met them without that.
Right.
So I don't look down on any of those type of things.
Not at all.
But I think the best way for people over the age of 30 to find mates, and I mean long-term people, is through shared interests. Anything that you're doing, like say this podcast, and I'm doing this. This is what I do. So if there was some young lady around here, maybe that would be a shared interest that would bring us together at a common place, you know what I'm saying? Or vice versa, you know what I'm saying? Certain things like that. So I think what are some other ways that are good for people to actually have successful meetings and be able to, branch off onto marriage and things like that?
I would say you kind of hit a good point in terms of shared interests. So the days of like going to lounges and clubs is so played, and after 30, honestly, you tired and you really not trying to be at a club. Nobody want to do all that. Like it's money. When you big, girls, you got to put girdles on, all that. Nobody got time for that. You know what I mean? Like, listen.
Oh shit.
Ain't nobody trying to wear Spanx and all that foolishness. So it's really kind of like finding an activity out there. This is where like that shared interest and online kind of intersect. Because if you are, let's say you're into poetry, you look at different events, you find other people who are of like mind, shared interest there, and that's how those connections are made. It's the same thing like if you do community work, service, stuff like that, you kind of find those connections there, and then you find somebody who's on your wavelength, who kind of thinks along the same lines, they have the kind of same interests as you do. So what you were saying, to me, it makes sense, but it's the marriage of online and shared interests.
Right. Okay, well, I was reading a stat earlier that 42 to 50% of marriages end up in divorce, which is a crazy and astonishing number to think about. But one of the best things about dating over the age of 30, because that's what the show is about, is that you get the opportunity to date divorcees.
I'm a divorcee.
And sometimes we need to drop the stigma on that now.
Absolutely.
Because divorcees have way more experience, and they probably learned a whole hell of a lot in their first marriage and are ready for the second step. So with that being said, so I took a look at a stat that said even though it's harder to find a mate over the age of 30. One, that the dating pool is cut down because the people that we were 20 with are either married in long committed relationships, pregnant, blah, 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 blah. A lot of people come with a lot of excess baggage at the end of 30s and 30-ish, 40-ish. People have baggage that cuts and shrinks the dating pools down like that. But the one good thing that they said does come out of it, right, is that when you do finally meet someone, that it moves really quickly.
Absolutely. And
it can end up in the marriage in literally months.
Because what you said was true. When you're in your 20s, if you're married, like when I got married, I was 27. And so you're still fresh and new and you have all these ideas and you make all these mistakes and stuff like that. And my marriage ended a large part due to infidelity and all that kind of thing. But after the divorce, you learn so much about yourself. You learn, I rediscovered who I was, what you like, what you don't like. Your outlook on life changes. And when you find somebody who clicks with that, there really is not, you don't have to go through the whole 2.5, 3 years of dating. Like, to me, it drives me crazy when you see couples that have been together 5, 6, 7, 8 years.
I wouldn't do that anyway.
Yeah, like,
that's way too long.
And he still ain't put a ring on it. Like, sis, you know, come on.
So then how long should you deal with someone, you know, because you're the behavioral coach here. And one thing that I'm very cognizant of as I go into my, through my whole little dating whirlwind that I've been on or whatever, is that, you know, you don't want to hurt nobody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You try not to hurt nobody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you say that being honest is the key to that, correct? Okay, so how about...
Not to say it's going to prevent the hurt.
Right. So how about if you're honest with someone, and you've been honest since day one, and still they keep touching that hot stove?
Okay.
Now, who's to blame?
I would say that both of you are to blame, but here, hold on, let me say what I got to say, brother. No, what I'm saying is this. Because, for instance, I have a friend, love him to death, right? He has been having issues with his son, who's like in his 20s. And he was like, you know what, I just want my son to be, you know, have a job, be with a, you know, a nice, respectable, clean girl, and, you know, just live a good life. I said, well, let me ask you a question. Do you date respectable, clean girls that you speak of that you want for your son? He was like, well, you know, that's different. Well, really, it's not. Because it's like, if you want your son to be with it, to be with this caliber of woman, you're his example.
Right.
So if he sees, and you know, if he sees women coming in and out of the house all the time, you got women that cook for you, women that clean, women that do sexual favors, and then the woman you're in a relationship with, like,
who is this nigga? How do I get on his level?
Please don't. Please don't, because he is a complete mess. He is a mess.
My man got a clean and men favors. Yeah, he.
But my thing is this:
like,
I have this discussion with him because he's like, you know, if I tell a girl, you know, I'm not looking for a relationship, and she keeps trying to pursue me,
right?
Like, it's, you know, it's not my fault. I said, nah, bro.
But that's a true statement.
It is a true statement. But here is where
Can't
I say
have it both ways.
But my thing is this: here's where the moral compass comes in, because you know that you're not ready for a relationship.
Right.
You know that she wants one, and even though you're telling her, like, I'm really not in a relationship mode. Like, this is not what I want to do. You need to honestly let her go and let her live her life. Remove yourself from the situation. Because what's going to happen?
How does she keep calling?
Change your number. Make it, like, come on now.
That nigga got to change the number. What do all that for?
I'm just saying, just make it a clear cut thing, because you don't.
You know, you're
talking about not hurting somebody.
This is what's so funny to me, though.
What is funny?
Is that as females, y'all don't have no problem throwing us up under the damn bus real quick. But you know, us as men, we used to it, right? Okay. Because we was brought up with it our whole lives. Since we were young boys, it's like, hey, Keisha, I like you. Get out of here, punk. You know what I'm saying? Like, we used to it. Yeah. We were conditioned for the rejection. Gotcha. So we get it. I can call you up and you can be like, look, Dave, man, you cool and stuff. But I just don't, I ain't, you know, you know what I'm saying? I ain't fuck with you like that. And I'm gonna be like, all right then, Slim, you know, holler at me when you see me. And that's it. Okay. Now, as for me to do it or one of my other brothers out here in the world, for them to do it to one of your beautiful queens who are not conditioned to the rejection, who have not been told no, who does not understand, hold up, I'm offering you all this and you don't want it. It's almost like putting catnip in front of them. Like they can't resist it.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? All because you don't want to go there.
Well, see, to me, for the woman, that's a.
I forgot one. I had a point. God damn it! Y'all should have called in and I wouldn't have forgotten the point. Nah, go ahead.
But the thing is, that's gonna be a lesson in humility for her, cause
Right. So it's not the guy's fault then.
I'm not saying it's not the guy's fault. I'm not saying that because at some point in time he needs to make it clear, like this is. I don't want a relationship with you. Like this is it. We done. If she keeps pursuing him, that's on her fault. That's her stupidity. But my thing is this: it's never really, I told her no, but she keeps coming at me. It's never that, because y'all not gonna turn that down. You need to make that a definitive stance. Like,
So
okay,
that's not true either, because there are men that do that. But let me ask you this: so if a man is saying that I am not ready for a relationship now,
okay,
right? Let's say me and you are dating.
okay,
Well, not dating. We're seeing each other. We're talking.
okay.
Because that's what there's stages to this shit.
Absolutely.
There's I met you. We talking.
We talking.
Then it's like, all right, you my boo.
Right.
And then it's like, nigga, you better not talk to nobody else. You my boo like that now.
For me, never mind.
Then it's like we announcing this shit.
Right.
You my boo. Then it's I need to meet your parents. I'm your boo.
Right.
And then marriage and all the rest of that. It's
Right.
levels to this shit.
Absolutely.
But people want to jump levels all the time.
All the time.
We want to jump levels all the time. So my question would be this. You and a guy dating, he tells you, listen, and I don't want you to be you right now.
Okay.
THEAANY.
I'm not
Okay?
thinking.
Don't be you right now. Just
Okay.
be average female.
Okay.
Okay? So a guy says, I'm not really ready for a relationship right now, where I'm at in my life. I need to, concentrate on X, Y, and Z, right? So you go, okay, that's cool, but, I like you, and, I'm still going to stick around in this thing and be your friend and see what develops, right? How long do you give it?
Me as the female.
Yeah, not as yourself, because I already see your face.
Because
Don't even try. Go ahead, Patricia, you can weigh in on that too.
okay.
Hey, Nancy.
To be honest with you, I wouldn't even say I'm going to stick around. And if I did, it would probably be, you got a good 60 days maybe.
Okay, so you putting a time frame on this man's life.
I don't even see. This is my thing. I wouldn't even give him I know you don't want a relationship right now. I'm just going to stick around and see how things. No. We can be friends, but I'm not going to continue to pursue anything with you. You told me up front, this is not.
But
what you
I
want.
mean, yo,
No.
you damn if you do and you damn. So if a dude don't come to you already ready to be like, hey baby, I want to receive you,
No.
then he fucked up in the game.
No, see that's the thing. I would not fault you. You.
But you ain't fucking with him either.
But this is the thing. You telling me not to be me. I'm THEAANY. This is how I operate. My thing is this. If we are talking and you come to me and you're like, listen, I'm not really ready for a relationship right now. Let's just whatever. I'm not going to say, okay, well, you know what? I'm going to just continue to stick around, be your friend, see how things go. Okay.
So,
I understand it's going to hurt, but we could just be friends.
But I think I'm still lost. Maybe we're talking about two different points on the chart.
Maybe.
I'm talking about the talking level.
The talking level, okay.
You talking, we talking, and the dude say, I wouldn't mind being in, a relationship with somebody sooner or later, but right now, I'm not really looking for that. I'm not really worried about it. I'm just kind of, living my day.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because the best way to fall into the love of your life is organically, to be honest with
Absolutely.
you. It's not pressed or not pushed. It's organic. You know what I'm saying? It's somebody who becomes your friend over time, you know what I'm saying? Because they're there for you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, regardless of what they look like, or regardless if they have everything that you want in life, sometimes those people that just are beside you, you can fall in love with. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? 'Cause we all have our own beauty, you know, inside of us. So what I'm saying is, like, so if a man tells you that I'm not ready for a relationship right now, but I mean, I would love to get to know you. You know what I'm saying? That's a no-go for you?
Well, see, you switched up your verbiage.
Okay, come on, tell me about myself.
You switched up your verbiage. What you said earlier
What I
was
said.
different than what you just said now.
Okay, what I
So
said.
now, if you came to me and you said, "Listen, I'm not ready for a relationship, but like, let's just, you know, be friends and you know, just hang out, kick it, or whatever." Cool, because then I know what category to put you in.
Oh, okay.
You see what I'm saying?
So what category is that? I'm just
For me,
wondering.
if there was a situation like that,
Uh-huh.
then you would be in the apartment complex of friend zone. That means once in a while, you know, you call me, how you doing, what's up, you know, what you doing now, you
That's
wanna go out to
funny as
dinner,
a bug.
kick it, that is where you have moved.
Hey, all you guys on Facebook watching, everybody watching at KMWI Media, you guys are watching right now, please give us a call at 203-802-KMWI. Weigh in on this subject. You know, I'm sure some stuff we missing. We having a good time in here, just kicking it. So, you know, I'll keep on going. Hold on. Look. All right, this coming from Tasha Mathenia.
Hey, Tasha.
Yeah, because some women want what they want when they want it and don't have time to wait things out. Even if he talking about give it time, you can see what it is with his actions. Ain't nobody got time for that. Carol, please.
And that's the thing,
Yes,
like,
it
if you say give it time, then yes, I'm giving you time.
Girl,
You
please.
just want to give it time, that's fine. You're going to give it time in room 5B. You know, 5B in the friend zone. That's where you are.
This is why motherfuckers be getting shit. This is why the dating game be fucked up.
Nah.
This is why Facebook look like it look, where it's like niggas ain't shit, niggas is dogs, because women come into it. Women get your phone number with it already, with a wedding already planned. Like, ooh, you see that dude I booked today in the club? He was fine. We getting married. Y'all be ready.
Not true.
Like, you gotta give it time.
Absolutely, but my thing is this. What it sounds like you're trying to do is hang on to me as a just in case.
Not true. I don't believe that.
But that's the way it sounds.
Nah, I don't know about that. But tell me, how does it sound that way?
Let me read you this comment.
Yes,
My
ma'am.
friend Jackie, what's up, Jackie? She said he's already setting boundaries and letting you know I still want you around just in case he changes his mind. From a woman's standpoint, I'm not going to be a just in case.
Okay.
Like, if you want to get to know me, then get to know me. But if you're saying you're not ready for, you know, like you said, there's different levels.
It's levels.
Absolutely.
Right.
But what I'm not going to be is a spades game. I can't be too impossible. Like, it's like if you're getting to know me, you get to know me. Like, that's just it.
Yeah, but
If
getting
you're
to
not
know
ready-
you is not a relationship yet, though. It's not
It's
even
not.
dating.
It's
It's
not.
not even dating at that point. See, and I think this is where the disconnect
Absolutely.
is. It's on the levels
Absolutely.
of dating. Like,
Absolutely.
if you're talking to someone, you're talking to someone. And until you sit down and have a conversation that said, hey, I want to take this to a deeper level with you, then you're just talking to that person. You know, and I think a lot of females get it misconstrued because they start believing that, oh, well, you're mine. Now. You know, I understand we just talking. Yeah, that's cool.
Right.
But you mine.
Right.
And that's how women are. But if a man do that, then he's possessive. You're right, they do. But they're also called possessive and controlling and blah, 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 blah. But a woman can do the same thing. Y'all do the same thing in a different way.
Absolutely.
You know, and then when your hearts get broken, a lot of the times because of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not listening.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, anyway.
Let me tell you. I
Let me stop.
I agree with what you're saying, and I would completely self-disclose because I was in a situation a couple of months ago where I formed a really tight bond with somebody. Like
Right.
we connected, and
Uh-huh.
we used to talk every day. It was amazing. Here's the problem. For me, you can't say you write these whole dissertations about your feelings for me, but I can't get in contact with you. Like I don't hear from you. I'm the one that's always reaching out. Like,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can understand.
And so
that,
the only thing that
I like women who like me.
right, exactly.
Yeah. Right.
And so the only thing that I wanted, I'm like, listen, whether you want to be with me or not, let your words and your actions be congruent. Like,
I can understand that.
exactly. So, but my thing was, I stayed in that situation too long. I stayed in it too long, and I got my heart broken because when I finally got up the, I don't want to say
How long was
courage.
y'all dating?
We wasn't even dating like that. We were talking.
So then how was your heart in it?
Because it can you form a connection with somebody.
That's
And here's
true.
the thing, we shared a
That's true.
lot.
You're
We shared a
right.
lot of our lives together.
We got a call coming in. Should we answer it?
Go
Let's
ahead,
do
yes,
it.
let's
All right,
answer.
let's see who it is. Let's see if we can answer this. I have the worst luck with this long system.
The white button.
You on in the man cave? What's going on? What's your comment?
Good evening. This is Monica, Living Testimony Love. I'm calling from Miami.
Hey,
And based on what I'm listening, based on what I'm hearing, it sounds like you're using a woman as a second chance or a second opportunity, pillowcase type something. You want a comfort zone. And what you got to understand is we as women, we grow up at a certain time, we know what we want. We are focused in on how we want to get there. And it's not that we come to y'all, warn y'all, already have y'all married and planned. We have the relationship thing in our mind as well. We want to do the dating thing, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But the thing is, you have to be very, very specific with your verbiage. You have to make sure that your yes is yes, your no is no. And if a person doesn't get it, you cut communication ties. You don't string a person on and still go, well, I'll give them another day. I'll give them another 30 days. That's not how that works. Because when you do that to a person, you send them mixed messages and you give them false hopes. And then that's not fair to either person, whoever's playing the game. Both men and women play games. It is what it is.
Right.
But the thing is, when you're dealing with a real woman is very decisive and she's very specific about what she wants, what she needs in her life. And if she is so gracious enough to give you the opportunity,
Come on, gracious.
take her up on it and do the right thing.
Okay, sweetie. Okay, sweetie. We're gonna have you on the show next time because you rap.
Monica don't
I love. Hey, we love to pick a little bone right here, Miss Monica. I appreciate your comment. And what I have to say to that is that I think there's enough blame to go around. But what I'm trying to do is I actually want to get to a point where we can actually see the balance between men and women and what we're talking about and move forward and start loving each other a little more. You know what I'm saying?
I would love for us to love each other more, and that's something that is very much so needed in our society. There's such a divide and a disconnect among us that it's unreal or shouldn't be real.
Right.
But the problem is we don't know how to communicate effectively anymore. We've played games with each other's feelings and emotions for so long that now when a person steps to you, I've been damaged from the past.
Okay.
I've been
Monica,
damaged.
you said
I've
that?
been damaged. And so now damaged people hurt other people. And so
Okay,
now we've been
you're right.
lies.
Listen, Miss Monica, you are absolutely right. Hurt people do hurt people. We're going to go ahead and answer this offline. I'm sorry?
You got another call?
Oh, I got another one coming in.
That's what's up.
Okay, we got another one. Might as well go ahead and take calls right now.
Yeah.
Might as well go ahead and
Let's
take
get
it.
it.
You on in the man cave. What's your comment?
Hi, my name is Sonia, and I'm calling in because when you started this conversation with Shanny, hey, Steve,
Hey,
you
Sony.
started off the conversation about saying dating over 30. So now, if you're a mature male over 30 dating, why are you rating women?
Why we what?
Two, why are you still dating out of your pain? Because you keep repeating how women have done men wrong since they were in elementary school. You gotta deal with that before you take on a woman.
I think
That's gotta be dealt with.
you might be following that a little wrong, but I can understand what you're saying. But in no way, shape, or form am I implying that, you know, for one, that I'm hurt or anything like that, and definitely for two, that women are any kind of objects or anything like that. What I'm trying to get at, ma'am, is I want to try to figure out what the differences is in our philosophy when it comes to dating and when it comes to the different levels of dating.
Right.
When you date someone, you know what I'm saying?
Well, okay, if you're talking about dating over 30, it seems to me that we are in two different places because women
Right.
are in a place where I'm ready to find out who I'm spending my life with, and you're still looking for maybe she might be the one.
Right,
And
right.
that's
But I mean,
different
isn't
level.
but don't you have that same thought process when or do you just meet one guy and just say, fuck it, I'm gonna make it happen here? Like, isn't there something that has to catch your heart or grab the inside of your body that makes you say, this is the freaking one? Or is it just somebody you see and say, you know something, I gave him my number last week, he's the guy?
I think
Yeah, but see, once I gave you my number and you don't take the time, and your time is too precious for you to respond to me, then you're not the one. See,
Oh no, I'm talking about he responded.
The one makes time. The one pursues what he wants. See, there's a difference between men know what they want in a woman. Men know in a certain amount of time that that's the woman I'm going to pursue.
We do.
Women know what they want to deal with at 30 and what they won't deal with.
You're
and
right.
That's where you're breaking it down, and it's not melding because you're in two different places. We're in two different places, and we're not connecting.
Okay,
You
all right.
want to date around and find out which flavor you like. She already know what flavor.
But
she likes.
isn't that what the word dating means though? Like, and this, I'm telling you, I swear this is the disconnect. The word dating means to date.
right.
It means to date different people.
I think we mean the same.
We got another call coming, sweetheart. Thank you so much for
Thank
the
you,
call.
Tony. I think we mean this. We're saying the same things. We're just saying it in different ways.
Right. You're right. Right. But
Yeah.
that's what we have to fix it.
Right.
Or we're not going to get the balance come. We got another call, so.
On denied.
Oh,
Maybe
I
not.
think they hung up. We lost them. Call back. Sorry. You on in the man cave? Go ahead.
Hello, hi, good evening.
How are you? What's your name?
I'm Jackie. Hey, P.
Hey, who's this?
This is Jackie. P.
Jackie.
Hey,
You
Jackie.
all day.
What up, boo?
Listen, I'm going to make it quick. I took a few bullet points here as you were speaking. So, one question that you asked is you wanted to figure out the difference. You want to know the difference between men and women in the quote-unquote dating world and what the expectation is. What I wanted to say was one thing. I feel that men, generally, and I could be wrong, but I grew up around men, 7 men all my life. My father and his 6 brothers. So, I feel that from what I've seen, it is a point of 2 things. Number 1, that men have to have a plethora, in my opinion. They cannot focus on just one woman and one woman at a time. They're afraid to just have that one person to say, hey, I'm going to dedicate my time to you, date you, get to know you, figure out where we stand first before I go on to the next person.
Mm-hmm.
And you can join in right there. That's just my opinion.
Okay. I just want you to know that your voice makes me want to go do yoga. Very soothing.
Jackie is very. She's
Everyone says that. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you so much for calling. And I kind of understand where you're coming from a little bit with that. I just think that it's a different philosophy when it comes to dating. Like, I believe that dating is that. I saw a posting on Facebook that was telling women, hey girl, don't be no fool. Date more than one guy.
Mm-hmm.
Make those men compete for you, which is an absolute truth for real when you think about dating. You know, you could have that same guy who's stringing you along, right? You still there with me, sweetheart?
Yes, I'm here.
Let's take that same guy who's stringing you along, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, then go to him one day and say, yeah, I met this new guy.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see how that works out for you.
See, that's
Oh, no, I've
the
done
thing.
it.
No, I'm just saying, we might, that guy might step up to the plate at that point, though. This is the truth. We got another comment coming on. I can't let you go on no more, but we'll try to have you on the show one time, okay, sweetie? Thank you.
Okay, I'll be ready.
All right, thank you.
You hot tonight.
I need some men to call. Where my fellas at? Where my fellas, man? I was hoping that was gonna be a dude. Somebody back me up. Jeez, I feel kind of ganged up on this joint tonight. It's all good, man. Shit, we almost had 2 hours up in here, man. You know what I'm saying? We still doing it though. So, okay, well, I think that is something we're gonna have to delve into a little bit more.
Should be a part 2. I'm down.
Yeah, I'm just not sure. You see, and this is why I wanted to have the show. It's the expectation.
Right.
Like, what are the expectations when it comes to dating?
Right.
Because you have all these. Hey, listen. I'm gonna tell you. Listen. Women is out here beating niggas for dinner right now on Fridays. You understand what I'm saying? Women is trying to get taken out to eat for free right now. It's a crazy dating game out here.
That.
Why I keep losing this call?
You hanging up on me.
You hit the white button?
I did hit the right button. I swear I did. I hit the same button I've been hitting. But seriously though.
But see, that's the thing. It is the.
Okay, let's try this again.
All right, you in the man cave. What's going on? Please tell me this is a male.
This is KW.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. What's up, Kenny?
What's up, man? What's up? Okay, I'm sorry I'm late. I meant to jog in earlier, but I didn't get a chance to. But now I'm hearing some of the conversation. Okay, I don't want to respond to
Oh,
that.
God.
The rest of the night.
Let's get comfortable. Let's get comfortable, everybody. Go on, Kenny.
Well, look, I ain't gonna make it short if I can. All right, look, I disagree with some of the callers just calling it, but that's their opinion. So, okay. No, we don't. Men, mature men. I'm saying mature men. That could be any age. And since you're speaking of over 30, let's talk about that. I'm 55 years old, right? I've had my chance of dating a lot of women through my life. I've been married for 12 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure about what I want. There is no hesitation in my mind the type of woman I want in my life and the type of woman I need. But a man can meet many women, right? And he can still have the same intentions that he wants to get married, or he makes his intentions clear. Doesn't mean every woman he meets is that woman. So the man is still going around and he's talking to a woman, and all of a sudden he's not finding that particular woman as the one. Then he's going to see a lot of women. And I would recommend a man seeing as many women as he can handle until he come across that one, but keep his intentions open. Don't leave her on.
Pimpin', goddamn it! Hey, Patricia in here like, wait till that nigga get back.
I did not say anything.
Nah, I'm just playing.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a good point. That's a good point, Kenny, because I've heard that coming up as a child. That don't worry about no girlfriend right now. You need to date as many women as you want. Get to know them. Get to see what you like, what you don't like. I've heard that coming up. Yeah, coming up. But now what we're saying is in this 30, in your 30s, past your 30s and into your 40s, like, yeah, we get a little more serious about the relationships that we in. But, am I wrong by saying that there's still like a process though?
It is a process.
And there's a lot of things that can say yay or nay to that.
Right.
And that's my whole point.
But in order to find that doesn't mean that you date as many women as possible to get that.
How do you feel about that?
I understand a woman saying that, but for a man, you should date as many as you can until you find the right one. Now, if you get confused, if you get to the point where you can't decide because it's too many, then drop them off. Women do the same shit. Why is all of a sudden for men it's a problem? But women can do it. Women date as many women as men they want if they think until they find that right one.
Right.
See, here's the thing. I don't
But
espouse
you just
that
you.
school of thought.
But you just you though. There's a lot of other
Who
women
else
out
can
there
I
that
speak?
do it.
Who else can I speak?
You're
for?
right.
Women.
You're right. You can. I feel you.
know?
Well, thanks, Kenny, man. We appreciate you calling in as always, man.
Absolutely. Y'all doing the show, man.
You know what I'm saying? For real, man. We appreciate it, man. We streaming live on Facebook. KMWI Media is doing it big out here in these streets, brother. We're going to let you go just in case another dude want to call. Still looking for males out here. Anyway. So, you know, Kenny brought up some good points. And that's from a male's point of view.
Right.
You know, and I still think there's a disconnect. And there will be a disconnect until people start being honest.
Absolutely.
See, it's a new day. All right? This is not the 70s anymore.
Right.
It's not the 80s anymore. You know, it's not the 60s where you just had the town to choose from. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that was in the town, this is when niggas was courting and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? For real, because it'd be like 6 girls in the town and 18 boys. I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
You know, so it's a new day. So we have to do things a new way, and we have to have a new understanding about how we do things. You know what I'm saying? So what I want to take it here real quick. As far as like when you do, I mean, it's almost self-explanatory that when you do meet that special someone that you want to be in love with, that, you know, you're going to jump right in head first and go do what you got to do, right? But you don't believe that can be developed? See, because I do.
Yeah, because to me, it can go both ways. Like I've known people who have met and got married like a month later and have been together for 40 years. And then some people who took the route that you're taking have gotten to know each other, developed.
What route am I taking? I ain't taking no route.
I'm sorry, the route
I'm
that you
innocent than a
described.
motherfucker over here. I'm speaking for the average man over here. No, I'm just playing. Nah, hey, look, I know people who have gotten married on Facebook successfully. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I know people who have, matter of fact, the great, awesome couple that was here last week, if you watched the show, they met on POF.
Yeah.
So, you know, I
ain't never had that luck on POF, let me tell you.
They did. They met on POF. So, you know, I think as men, man, we need to step up definitely and not be hurt people that hurt people. And you know what I'm saying? We need to treat women with a lot more respect. And you know something? I think for the most part we do as grown men. Most of the disrespect I see come from females half damn time on Facebook, social media. Oh, niggas ain't this, niggas ain't. You know what I'm saying? Like that kind of stuff is just down on us. It's
like
killing
to me,
us,
it's like men need to step up and women need to step back in certain respects.
Certain respects.
Yeah, certain respects. Because I mean, I've had the conversation with guys, and it was a post that came up, and it was like,
call in, Keon.
If your woman doesn't make your plate for you, does that mean that you're not like the head of your family, like the head of your relationship or whatever the case
No, that's some
be?
dumb shit. But I'd rather my woman make my plate for me than not. But that, you know, I mean that goes to the old adages of nigga, it ain't that day no more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't that day no more.
There's that whole...
If you come in my house and you get with me, you gonna get meals cooked for you. It ain't gonna be you cooking for me. I'm gonna cook for you.
Oh,
plenty of times. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I'm just saying, I'm a grown ass man. My mama taught me how to cook. My mama taught me, like, so I get down. That's actually something I enjoy doing.
But see, that's the thing. That's
you know?
But there is a subculture of guys that's like, you know, this is us in a relationship just dating. You need to make my plate and cook for me.
And that's why you can't meet him on Friday and tell him he yours on Tuesday. You got to wait.
Nobody's saying that.
You got to get to the level. See, that's what I'm saying. You might not find out that he that type of dude for 8 months.
Okay, but I'm not disagreeing with you, darling.
I'm just saying in general. I'm not trying to fight with you, THEAANY.
He is trying to fight with me, y'all. He gonna lose.
No one's trying to fight with you. Just trying to be a bully. No, I'm just Hey, look, man. Look, seriously, this was a great topic, man. We're gonna have to expand on this more. If any of you guys out there trying to come on the show and talk about this, man, leave a comment in the box, man. I'll try to get a show together and get y'all in here. We definitely wanna we're gonna be doing a whole lot more of this. think tanks and round tables here on the Man Cave. So y'all stay tuned. We're gonna be live on Facebook. Y'all stay tuned for that. I appreciate each and every one of you guys who looked at it, left a comment, a like, whether or not you like the show, disagree with us or agree. We appreciate you watching anyway, man. THEAANY. Damn, I had it good the whole show today.
The whole, like all in the beginning too.
Jeez, THEAANY.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much for coming.
You're welcome.
You're awesome. Can you tell the people how to follow you and how to follow your platforms, please?
Yes, I am on social media on Facebook, THEAANY Shannon, THEEANY SHANNON. On IG, I am simply_THEAANY. I'm a cognitive behavioral coach, so I do coaching. I'm currently taking clients in person, in community, and online. So if you go to my Facebook page, the name of my practice is Finding Your Voice, Cognitive Behavioral Coaching. And yeah, I have a website and all that. So all that is on my Facebook page. I do Dating in Dallas on Mondays, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, where we talk about everything life, love, and relationships.
She gonna have to change that, because you ain't gonna be competition in the Man Cave on Monday night.
Here we go.
You gonna have to change that or something. Slim. Yeah, I'm not digging. You know
I'm
what
actually
saying?
changing the time. I'm changing the time.
Yeah, well, you want to do something, because you know we flossing 9 to 10 right
Listen,
here.
homie,
You know
I ain't
what
gonna
I'm
hold
saying?
you, but ain't no competition.
Hey, look at
That's
here.
all I'm saying.
We appreciate y'all for coming out. Well, like Russell Simmons said, God bless and good night.
Hey.
We out.
We
Good
out.
job. Good show. We crested on about an hour right there. It was
Hey,
good.
mama, how are you?
Oh. Tell us when we out.
That was good.
We out.